I tell you later. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Today we are discussing how to serve the Srimad Bhagavatam in daily reality. Because Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Where those who read the Bhagavatam daily and who try to render service under pure devotee, all that is inauspicious in their heart will practically be destroyed, and loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord will be established as an irrevocable fact. So, our plan to serve the Srimad Bhagavatam, to serve the gopis of Vrindavan, to serve the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, to serve Srila Prabhupada and all the pure devotees in the Vaishnava Association. That is a task which needs to become contagious. Just like it's contagious for people to come to Vrindavan now. So many people are coming, millions. But what about getting involved in doing some practical service for Vrindavan? That is, most of the people come and they go to Banka Bihari, they give a donation in Banka Bihari, or they go to Radha Raman, like that. Or they go to ISKCON, or go to Prem Mandir. But to really take responsibility for the improvement of Vrindavan, that requires still more joint energy. There are many organizations, and we are cooperating with them as much as possible, from the Braj Vrindavan Seva Committee of the Vishwa Vaishnava Association. We try to cooperate with other sampradayas also, like for example Braj Seva Foundation from the Balaba Sampradaya, or also Pundarik Goswami from the Goswamis of Vrindavan, and from ISKCON also there are some volunteers, Max and Govinda, and they participate in Marjam Seva. So there are many endeavors going. There cannot be too many, but at the same time, we are still a little bit behind. We are behind. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Robin, you pick the verse we're going to read today. Pick it. This is the Bhagavatam. 16,000 verses you can pick. What is the verse we're going to talk about today?
Any?
Yes. Not any. By the divine guidance through your hand, we will find that shloka which is supposed to enlighten us today. Okay? You found it? Thank you. So, Robin discovered today the talks between Narada Muni and King Prachinabarhi, Canto 4, Chapter 29. Let's see what surprise you have given to us for our Braj Seva. A man may carry a burden on his head, and when he feels it to be too heavy, he sometimes gives relief to his head by putting the burden on his shoulder. In this way, he tries to relieve himself of the burden. However, whatever process he devises to counteract the burden does nothing more than put the same burden from one place to another. Very nice shloka, very nice. We always try to avoid our burden by putting it somewhere else, but the burden is the burden. This is a good, Prabhupada explained, this is a good description of an attempt to transfer a burden from one place to another. When one gets tired of keeping a burden on his head, he will place it on his shoulder. That does not mean that he has become freed from the strain of carrying the burden. Similarly, human society, in the name of civilization, is creating one kind of trouble to avoid another kind of trouble. In contemporary civilization, we see that there are many automobiles manufactured to carry us swiftly from one place to another. But at the same time, we have created another problem. We have to construct so many roads, and yet these roads are insufficient to cope with automobile congestions and traffic jams. There are also the problems of air pollution and fuel shortage. The conclusion is that the progress we manufacture to counteract or minimize our distresses, do not swallow. We simply place the burden from the head to the shoulder. The only real way we can minimize our problem is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of God and give ourselves up to His protection. The Lord, being all-powerful, can make arrangements to mitigate our painful life in material existence. So Prabhupada's very practical, no? We have so many problems in this world, and we try to mitigate the problems by shifting the load from one side to the other. But by doing so, we just create another type of problem. There's always some kind of problem in this world. Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Hari Bol. It is such a practical example, and coming directly from the Srimad Bhagavatam. We have problems. What is the real problem? Born, old age, disease, and dying. That's the real problem. So you can do whatever you want, you will become older. You can do whatever you want, you will become sick. You can do whatever you want, you will die. And you can do whatever you want, you will be born again, unless you have taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of God. Only the Supreme Personality of God is beyond birth and death. That's why Srila Prabhupada wrote the book, in German it was called Jenseits von Zeit und Raum. Beyond birth and death, beyond space and time. So there is something beyond space and time, and what is that? That is Krishna himself. Krishna is the cause of everything, and Krishna is the solution for every problem. But if we want to solve our problems without Krishna, then it just means we are shifting the problem from one side to another. And Bhagavatam says, yes, have the load on the head. Oh, so heavy, now I put on the shoulder. But the same load you are carrying, and you put on the other shoulder. Oh, And you get like a minimal relief by the changing process. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada is very clear here that the problems in human society is a lack of Krishna consciousness. And we have to find a way to act in Krishna consciousness. For example, if you're a farmer, then you have to grow food for Krishna, or flowers. If you're a teacher, you have to teach the students. If you are a movie maker, then you have to make movies for Krishna. If you have a service in the government, then you should serve the government so that the citizens will be happy. Any type of duty you have in society, sang siddhing haritoshanam. You have to do it in such a way that the Supreme Personality of God is pleased. That is our only aspiration. We don't know anything else. If you have problems, yes, you have problems. Everybody has problems in this world. There must be problems. Why there are so many problems? So that you surrender to Krishna. If you have no problem, you'll never surrender to Krishna. So the problems are also blessings. Pain, you go to the doctor when you feel pain, right? Some people go to the doctor just for checkup. But normally people only go to the doctor when they suffer some pain. So it is our duty to serve Krishna in whatever capacity we have. There's so many types of service we can do. One of it is reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why this is my service in the morning, and I try never to miss it. Every day is a new. Any commentary? Any question? Let's surrender to Krishna. Let's find out what is Krishna's plan. That is the real important thing. What is Krishna's plan? Any question, suggestion? Then we will